Hi guys, welcome to Colouring Book Club. Thank you for being here this morning. Hope you're all doing well. Okay, so we have the Briar Colouring Book, and this is part 2 on screen. Rightio. Okay, so last week I did a very light layer of pink just to take away the white and do a base on the skin. And I've just been playing around with the skin, and I am using Ochre 590, Cream 010 and Pale Brown 530 in the colour soft. And I'll just check that just in case it's important. But I'll bet you it's not. Tell us about the community boat. Good morning to you, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Hope you're not working today. If you are, thank you for calling in. No. Light brown. Pale brown 530. Good morning to you, Brittany. Thank you for being here. Oh, I'm not love excited to join the live stream. Oh, awesome. Cool. Hopefully some more will join you soon. Pam's not here yet. Whether she can join or not is another thing, but it's nice to have you here. They're not working for a change. So just a bit of shadow around these straps. And a little bit of ochre. It's a bit on the yellowy side, but it doesn't matter. I'll tell myself that. And a little bit of cream, just to smooth it out a bit. So what's been happening, girls? Anything exciting you can tell us? Nothing happening here. It's just another day. Or another week, I should say. Day's just started. clocks go forward next week, so you start in later when your clock changes, and it will be even later. So if you to buy a house with a room for me, yeah, I would like to do that. I tried to get a house with more rooms, but yeah, no, it didn't work out. Getting too expensive and not in my price range, and nothing I can find that's suitable, and so I gave up. I have to look at the positive side of things living here and just deal with it. It's not the easiest task in the world to get nice smooth skin, that's for sure. Depending on the paper and what pencils you use and everything. I'll try and build it up layer upon layer, because her legs are quite got a bit of colour in them, so I don't want her back and the rest of her skin to be too pale. Gotta have some colour. I don't know what colour to do her dress. I was lying in bed last night late, about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was trying to think, what colours will I do? I might do her dress a mint. There's a really nice green there in the colour soft. But I'm not sure. Let's go over with the cream. Try and smooth it out a little bit. There's a bit of a mark there. No excitement for me, really been boring, really. Yeah, join the club. My cat just heard the automatic feeder go off and went to eat sensitive skin, stomach, dry cat food that comes out. I'm not very good at cutting his skin at all. I will join the club, Lisa. I tried during it. I loved it. Gonna try it again, I think. What is neuro art? Never heard of it. What is it, girl? Tell us about it. It's probably something I don't want to know about. Got enough to do. I've got that resin sitting there I need to use. So I'll just do a bit of this skin. And then I'll get onto her dress, I think. Oh, I forgot her bloody leg, that's right. I better do a bit of that before I forget. Nothing's been happening here. Just scanning over the week, just thinking, and nothing really. Just been swatching. I haven't got much to go. It's a little bit, but yeah, out of the pile that I had, I've just got these for you to do, which is just some bling and acrylic paint and some watercolours. And I think I'm done. It's been worth it though. It's where you draw squiggly lines and you join them up to make patterns. Oh, okay. And then you can use watercolours for background colours or markers wherever you're calming. I think I'm calling it the right thing. Oh, swatch porn. Yes, there's been a lot of it. Okay, I'll do it leg because I keep forgetting. Sand tangles are fun too. I started doing it in a book quite a few years ago, but that's like everything else. Too much to do. I've said it a few times before, I really enjoy doing the resin, but yeah, I shouldn't have started it. Because now it's just something else on my list that's sitting there. Oh, bugger off. I'd love to just block the messages because a lot of it's just art classes, cancelled art classes, the boat's getting a service, the car's getting fixed, just stuff, and but I can't block it because something important might come through. But just the general stuff, and that's just over it. Right, need for a bit of shading. Jenna does it a lot on her channel and it's a great way to use supplies and so calming. Centangles, I love watching that. Can you mute it, love, and check it every now and again? I don't know about muting it, I'm not sure. It's too early in the morning to think about stuff. But, you know, you could get a message from someone else or something else as well, which stops, you know, the whole lot coming through. Not that I get anything important, but, you know, girlfriend might message, do you want to catch up for a coffee, or, you know, important stuff. No worries, Lisa. You're on your own this morning. Well, Brittany's there. Just the three of us. B might have slept in. Hope Pam's doing okay, feeling okay. She was doing better. I'm just using the pale brown just to put a bit of shadow in here and there. I'll see you in a bit. Wake up, mouse. Not that you want to see my skin coloured closer. Which one do I want? Hang on, tilt. And no, that's not finished up there. Oh, that's green. Wrong pencil. This is ochre that I'm using at the moment. I probably ended up doing it this sort of colour because when I started on the hand there was a bit of acrylic paint on there and I was trying to cover it up. Colour soft are a little bit finicky, I think, when you're trying to do nice smooth skin, and depending on the paper can get blotchy very easy, I find. So I'm trying to keep it even. And the yellow, the ochre bit is a bit on the yellow side, so I don't want to go too hard with it. cream. Applying a bit of pressure just to smooth it out. Pencil once. Alright, I can do this. Yeah, I've got to finish off her face and do her arm. Now, hot coffee. Yes, for the day. I only make one just before I start now. I don't like where I work part-time as a front service desk bag because public Florida does think we are meeting quota and I don't know what that means anyway. And they are telling at least you're doing something, Brittany, which is great. Keep yourself occupied and a bit of socialising and get out a little bit. Yeah, the pale mint. So that was broken then. Yeah, pale mint and what will I do with the pale mint? Maybe some grey green. I got some darker mint there, but I don't want to go too dark. A bit of a sharp. Managed to cut back part-time workers working in the customer service department on top of his been over 2 weeks since Goodwill was supposed to contact me, helping me find a better paying part-time 20 hours a week somewhere. In the graphic design field, I print shop, my pencil is broken. Bloody colours. Can't stand to work this part-time job at like since I'm getting short hours to work 2 days. But just got ready for bed, brushed my teeth, washed up and snuggling down watching you. Had a perfect Monday night. Couldn't ask for more. That'll do for that one. I don't trust them. They break. Alright, I have chosen grey green 390, mint 470 and pale mint 490. I don't know if I really want these colours or not. I need more money to pay for therapy scissors and not covered under my mum's state health insurance here in Georgia. Hoping Pam stops by. Now she's usually here first up, like waiting when I start, but she's not here this morning, so she might have appointments or not feeling the best. You got, I hate going through the names because I can't remember everyone. But yeah, B, Diane, Sherry. See, now I'm trying to think of names. And Mona and the rest of the crew. And anyone else new that would like to join in, you're welcome to it. Keep Lisa company and Brittany company. So yeah, I knew when I started this swatching it was a hell of a task. And it is. But it's been worth it. A bit of a tidy up in the drawers, a little bit of rearranging. I spent over half the day the other day on the bloody Kaiser gel pens. 1 minute they work, next minute they don't. And it's like $42 for 48 gel pens, so they're not the cheapest. They're not cheap gel pens, but they're just a pain. And bubbles in the ink, and nearly breaking my arm shaking them trying to get the ink down. Oh, look, he's right. Thank you for being here, Mona. I was just saying before, you might have heard me. Yeah, the gel pens and trying to get them to work and nearly breaking my arm off, shaking them, trying to get the air bubbles out, get the ink down to the nib, and some work, some don't. 1 minute they're working, next minute they don't. So I got a whole lot of them. I put them in the bag and they can go over to that workshop, the art studio. I'm not keeping them. I'm not going to bother with them if they're going to give me trouble and they don't want to work and all the rest of it, then they can go. So they're in the bag, ready to go over. So that gave me a little bit more room in my drawer to spread things out so things aren't so cluttered. And I feel really organised now too. I know how many sets of things I've got, of different things, and how many sets of water pencils I've got, and how many sets of normal pencils, and how many sets of markers. There's some cheap brush markers that I probably could have got rid of as well, but I decided to keep them. Maybe one day I'll use them as an undercoat, a base. But I can't stand the streakiness. I've just converted to pencils so much. Just the streakiness. Even the Tombos, when I was swatching them, I love the Tombos, but just markers in general, it's like, oh, streaky. And I try not to be streaky with markers. I always use the lines on the page to cover it up so it prevents streakiness, but big open areas like this with markers is a bit harder. Depending on the markers, Copics are good. I don't have Copics and I don't want them, but... And then the bleeding, which is another thing as well, alcohol markers. But hey, all the chameleon pens work just fine. Except for the baby blue. I've always had trouble with that one, not long after I got it. I don't know what the go is. I put more ink in it a few years ago and it was still... Colour wasn't coming through, so I don't know what's wrong with it, but... They all work just fine. You know, I remember someone I watched on YouTube and she did nothing but complain they don't work and this and that, and I thought, well, I've had mine for years. and they're still working. And that was probably about 3 years ago I saw that. And then when I swatched them the other day, it was like, they're still working. So I'm just doing a fine base coat. So I've got a bit of acrylic paint down here. The page is looking stunning. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, that work here at McDonald's, they pay very well. When visiting my family in Georgia, they were advertising job $15 an hour, which is good. What pens was that, Heather? Just all the markers and any marker really. But the brush pens, they're just cheap Anko. I don't know if you guys have Anko, you probably do. Indian and Chinese cheap stuff that I've got. But yeah, just streaky. All that mongrel across the road. Bimbo's dog. So work here in the US and just also getting very little working hours along with the pay. That's what they do though. Here in Australia it's the same. Full-time jobs are so hard to get now. And then when you're part-time, they, instead of, giving you hours and having a good crew, they hire up to people and give you a few hours each, and it just like, it's ridiculous the way they do. It's just, it doesn't work. And full-time workers, you have to pay them holiday pay and loading and all that sort of stuff. And it's cheaper to have part-time workers, and they don't give you certain hours. You don't have to pay your super. And, it's just, yeah. It's a corrupt world we live in. Tombo's used on a palette and pick up like a watercolour, then they love it. Yep. Oh yeah, and that's just it on the. Might as well. With the swatching, right, on the front pages, look how nice and neat that is, my writing. I hate my writing, but yeah, that's why it's taken me long. I've gone slow, and I've got a little template that I use. You might laugh at me, but I hate my writing. So I've got a little template that I made up, and it fits over like that, and so I can't using that as a baseline so I don't go under and stay on the line, and just take my time and nice and neat. And then up in the corner I've written how many in the set, and I've also got the definition like PC for Prismacolor and all that. But on the back, I know it's upside down, but on the back I've written notes, so like so I've got some bling up here. This is the Signo Uni Ball up here. These are gorgeous. But, so I know what I've got, all in my sets, how many I've got. And then on the back, write notes, whether I, Tombo's, where's my Tombo's? Did all the Toolie art yesterday, the acrylic paint pens. They took a little while. You got to get them working. That can be a bit of a pain. Chameleon, colour tones. Sorry guys, I'm looking for my... See the brush markers, like they're all right, but I mean the arts, the Micador I do like. the Pitt brush pens as well. The big Pitt brush pens and the Micador are not cheap. The Arts are cheap down here. But yeah, just a bit of streakiness and everything in markers. And I used to love markers, they're the Tombos. But I mean, you can use them as a watercolour, you can use them tip to tip, you can even dip, which I'm not that keen on, but you can do water dipping with them as well. So, you know, there's quite a few uses for them that you can do. But yeah, on the back I've written down some notes. And if I find more notes, then I can write them down later. I'd like to laminate them again, but then you can't. Can't add on notes, or if you get new colours and all that sort of stuff, you can't add it on, so I might leave it as it is. What was I using? Pale mint. Start off with. Makes sense. Not much more than what I actually currently get paid at front service bag or at my local Publix. And I'd probably rather work where you're working than work at McDonald's. McDonald's and supermarkets and KFC and all that. Yeah, it's good to get away. It's good to not get around that sort of industry. I mean, it's a job, I'm not knocking it, but yeah, I'd rather work at a you know, I'd rather work somewhere else. I went to Publix when I was there, lovely food in there. I tried a new 96 King Art Pro Twin Jewel, now called Twin Tip, King Art pen, sold by eBay. Seller, I found a lot of the colours looks too alike when I did a quick swatch. Yep. I swatch pulled, yeah. Yeah, they're nice and neat, and they're all in their colours, they're not all over the joint. Like some of the sets they send you when you do the swatching, you know, the colours were everywhere, and the Pablos were just awful. Did them no justice at all. With the swatching, the way they send them to you, and the colouring companion, the way they were, was just awful. Just going through, I'm trying to think what else good for. Pablos. No, yeah. Pablos. Yeah, the Pablos. But now that I've done them in their reds, yellows, greens, blues, which is always the charcoal colours, which is the way I always do it, just seeing all the colours like that is just so much better than what the swatching was. Awful. Did them no justice at all. You know, you got greens on this page and greens on the next page, and they're all over now, they're all together. You can see which shade you want. Much better. Instead of buying that book paper, I end up doing a return and getting a refund afterwards. It's good that you got a refund. Do you recommend the Thule art pens? Bit of a love-hate relationship, just like the Poscas. Yeah, they're good once they get going. If you don't use them for a while, they're acrylic paints, so the nibs can... You just got to either run them under the tap for a minute, or you can soak them, take the nib out, put it... They give you spare nibs, and put the new nib in and soak the old nib for several hours. Depending on the colour or whatever, some need more soaking than others. But once they get going, they're all right. They're quite good. They're very opaque. I'll have to use them one day. And the reason I don't use it, I just want to get it out and just use it. But you got to shake it a bit and dab it on a piece of paper, and sometimes you do get a blob of paint, but just like Poscas. So, you know, part and parcel, really, with the two of them. Yeah, they're okay. I haven't used them enough. But like I said, you can get it out and the bloody thing won't work, and you just got to get it working. But once you get it working, and just so I can enable you, Lisa. I'll zoom out for a minute, like a mouse. There's all the colours. I have all. They're in sets, like the reds and the pinks, yellows, browns, greens, blues and purples, greys, and then the earth and skin is. They're all 22, and the earth and skin is a set of 36, which are gorgeous colours. You know, like. So what's, you know, they're beautiful colours, and they're like the Poscas. If you want to get rid of black lines or anything like that, they're good. Excuse me. So they're okay. Just got to get them working, and they're an 0.7mm tip like the fine Poscas, so they've got a pretty good fine tip on them. And I've also got a set of black and white, and you get, just to make it easier on myself. See my notes. The black and white set is a set of 21, and with the black you get the 0.7mm tips. You get 6 of them and 5 medium, and then with the white ones you get 6 extra fine and 4 medium, and you get extra nibs that come with them as well. So they're acrylic paint, they're water based, and they're quick drying. And with the set that I've got, there's with all the colours, there's 146 colours, and I've got the box of black and white. And there is a black and white in amongst the sets as well. But I've got, you know, you go through a lot of white Posca and black Posca or whatever, so I got them as well. But there is a black in, there is a black with the greys and a white. But you can, if you use a lot of, like your Posca, you use a lot of white, whatever, you can buy them separately in another box. All right, let me catch up here. Not very many other dual water posts, but compared to the 107 plus blenders, Tombow dual brush pen. Yeah, but they're different. They're not acrylic paint. We've got a set where Georgia Brittany very gently compared to here. Not just the physical sets. I recommend all 74 colours of the Molotow, a German company, all 4 acrylic paint markers that are refillable with their brand of acrylic paint. Yeah, talk to the hand, Brittany. Are you trying to enable me? Lisa will get off on that. Molotow, a German company, all 4 acrylic paint markers. Talk to the hand. I'll check them out. I think I have heard of them before, I'm not sure. Yeah, and Molo. Sorry. And there's 74 of them. So they're acrylic. Because the Poscas aren't cheap to buy. And the Toolie art cost me a bit to buy them all at once, but they're a lot cheaper than buying Poscas. And they're refillable. Yeah, that's just it though. Which is good. But then you buy the 74, because I've got full set syndrome, and then you buy all the refills as well. It's like, yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not getting them. I don't need them. I need to use the Toolie art. I think I said Tombow before I meant Toolie art. I've seen them Brittany online. I thought they looked nice. Well, they're German, so they should be good. Empty markers to be able to make your own colours of acrylic paint, mixing at least 2 different acrylic paint refills together to make other colours. That's pretty cool. If you got spare pens that you could do that with, that would be good. So pretty, Heather. I love a swatch chart. Yeah, I know. And I always do the charcoal colours: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, browns, white and greys, black, and then metallics. A lot of people who reviewed the brush nib versions of the Tule Art acrylic, it was what we say, the brush nibs. A lot of people who reviewed the brush nib versions of the Tule Art didn't know you could get brush nib versions. Brush nib is too soft to colour with. Well, that's what brush pens are. They're soft, and I like them. You just got to have a gentle hand with them. I've got some really soft brush markers there. But I didn't know you could get Tule Art brush tip nibs. Are you getting off on this, Lisa? Listen to Brittany. She's trying to enable me. A lot of people who reviewed the brush nib version of the Tule Art paint pens on there is only the brush nib. Oh, that's there twice. Plus, all the Tule Art acrylic paint pens are made in China, unlike the Posca paint pens, and they're made in China. Posca paint pens are German, I think I read the other day. Oh, France. I knew it wasn't China. Yeah. Mitsubishi pencil, France. See, this is what it's the same as Australia and everywhere. EU, which is Europe, contact British pencil, Mitsubishi pencil, France, and they're made in Japan. Yeah. Yeah, right. I've been looking at that much stuff, swatching, I'm getting them all mixed up. Don't mind me. Brains overloaded. Yeah, that's right. I meant Japan. Yep. Instead of the last China. Yep. Gotcha, girl. It's too early in the morning. I find the Posca faffy to use, so I was hoping with Tule Art. What is faffy? The pickup it uses sound just as faffy as the Poscas. You need more supplies here than fill that swatch book up with. Yeah, no. Send them over if you want. I won't complain. Putting it back on you, Lisa. You want me to fill up your swatch book? Send them over. What do you mean by your Posca paint markers are faffy? I'd like to know too, Brittany. Have to shake them, clean the tips when they splatter big splats of paint. Annoying. Yeah, I know. The Tule Art are the same. Always make sure you got your lid on when you shake them. I learnt that years ago. White Posca go everywhere when I was on the farm. Make sure that lid's on tight. The Tule Art can do the same. I had one that had a bit of paint splatter on the table, and it's like, where the hell did that come from? I should be colouring. Where did that come from? Anyway, and there was a bit of paint loose in the lid. So some, I haven't used them much, hardly at all, and I haven't used them for ages. And some of them, I give them a little bit of a shake and they work beautifully straight away. Others I had to re-prime them. And I wipe the nibs with a paper towel before I put them away. And because they're acrylic paint and they're quick drying, as soon as you've used them, get the lid back on. Don't leave them sitting around. When I coloured large, they were streaky. Yeah, I know. You're going to get that. I'm loving this, Heather, and you should listen to Brittany. I told you. I want to try all of the different colours of them while I sketch on water-based markers to see how they compare to my water-based Tombow Jewel brush pens. No Posca in Japanese. Not sure what you mean by that. That's what we were saying before. Contact France, made in Japan. Go figure. It was something else then. If it wasn't them, it was something else. It was made in Germany. See what you do, I colour. I start off, it does it every stream. I start off colouring and then get distracted. But yeah, like I said, it's been worth it because I've decided, you know, I've got a bag over there that's got, just cheap 12-cent markers. Unfortunately, the Kaiser gel pens, which are not cheap, they're gone, they're in the bag. Give me a little bit more room in my drawers to spread things out a bit and rearrange a bit. I feel more organised. I don't feel inundated with supplies I'm not using. I know what, you know, I've refreshed what I've got, which is a good feeling. You don't feel so, you know, oh, I'm not using this and I'm not using that. I feel more, yeah, I feel refreshed with my art stock supplies. Now that's just a light layer of mint, pale mint. I've got our straps. And get in between all the hair. And as I mentioned last week, her sleeve down here, but this arm is bare, so it must be, I don't know, one-sided or something. It looks weird. And her arm, I was looking at it, I was lying in bed thinking, what colour will I do? Her dress and hair and all the rest of it. And I'm looking at it and going, well, this arm here is nice and petite, you know, and feminine. And this arm looks like she's been bodybuilding. She's got a really big male forearm, like really chunky, whereas this, you know, is nice and feminine. Anyway, but there's so much hair and stuff here. I don't know what's what. Well, I think she's got a badge or something on there too. But you can do what, you know, I've seen a few others do, and you just cover up everything that's on the page. And I don't know, I'm two minds about it. It looks good. It's their book. They can do what they want with it. But when you got all, you know, say Kirby's, and you got all that detail in it, and then you colour the main thing, and then just block out the rest. It's like, it's kind of defeating the purpose of challenging yourself to colour it all in, sort of thing. Yeah. Some of the art paint pens markers don't have to be shaken up, but you still have to pump them or press a button on the back of the pen to get your coloured paint to come out. I haven't got any of those. I've just got the brush markers, not acrylic. I don't want a lot more colouring books, have all the ones I want, but we'll get the new Kirby. Yeah, I have it on pre-order. Whether it actually happens or not is another thing. Through Amazon. It rings through my head with B saying, you know, I'll never pre-order from Amazon again. No, they don't turn up. And you have to cancel and reorder again. It's ridiculous. Yeah, the new Kirby book, there's a few pictures, but yeah, there's a couple in particular that I really like in it. And Leon's Journey, Kanako Greaser. Oh, it's a gorgeous book. It's a nice book. But yeah, no. It's like, do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. Kirby's book, do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. And I've already made room when I rearranged my books and brought them out here and everything. I made sure that I had room for dark fantasies. It'll fit. But anything else will really upset the apple cart. Just don't have the room for them. And I don't want to, there's just enough room to get the books out. You pack them in too tight, they're too hard to get out. And then you've got to get them back in again, and it's a hassle. I don't have a thing about that. That looks like a claw. Just in there. Alright. Shut up and colour. I am. So this one is grey green 390. Just for some shading. And I have most of the supplies I want, I think. You think. You never know what's around the corner. I like the full set of Derma Intense. They're new colours. Yeah, I've got those ones. You'll have to be nice to hubby, Lisa. I was thinking that, and her leg looks weird too. There's the other thing I find weird, I think her toes, her foot, like there's the heel, there's the bridge. The arch of it, sorry, the bridge is the top, the arch, and her toes are too short. There is a couple of, things that are a bit iffy. But in general, you know, it's a nice picture. Hang on. Other way. Yep, wrong way. Now so I used the pale mint as a base coat, and I've got a bit of grey green for shading, and also mint 470. And what I don't do today, which is not much the way I'm going, I'll probably finish off stream. What will I colour next week? Well, I don't know. I want cream. Now, one of the things about my swatching, redoing it, is having all the colours on one page. Which I am very happy to have. Just testing out in a small area, putting the grey green down and then the mint on top, and that's pretty good. That's not a bad choice. And the one reason why I got the Truly art is because of all the colours. And having so many colours. I mean, Posca has a pastel green. So, what I can do is go down here and look at my Poscas, which is not a lot, but the pastel green, which I think is a little bit on the darker side for what I want. So, there's either that pastel green there, or they're not too bad. The light green, it's not too bad. Or I can turn the page and I can go up here and check out, and the cool green number 7 looks pretty good. That's a pretty good match. That's not too bad. I think that's too aqua, but this one here, there, and one of those with the darker mint are pretty good. And that's the reason why I got the Tully art. Oh God, don't ask something like that. Feeding him. Jordan, I was sticking that in her legs. Yeah, the front of her calf looks fine. That there. Yeah, I suppose, you know, like with your skin, you can, like, you know, push it, like when it's on pressure, it bulges out a bit. You could get away with that one, anatomically. But the feet, yeah, maybe she's got hobbit feet. She's a fairy, but she's got hobbit feet. And they got short, stumpy hands and short, stumpy feet. She got hobbit feet. And it was awkward, like, for the toenails, trying to put the toenails, and yeah, it was a bit, anyway. What's your favourite ever colouring book, Heather? Yeah, that's just, and Man Arms. Yeah, this one here, I know, it's a little bit dodgy. But it is a nice book. In general, like I said, you know, the picture, if you overlook that sort of stuff there and there. Yeah, don't ask questions like that. What is your favourite colouring book ever? Oh, no, I can't do it. And if you really, it was a life and death situation, you had to choose, I still couldn't do it. You could torture me and I still couldn't tell you. I don't know. I have quite a few, and they're all beside me, which I love. I took the house off the market, as I said last week, and I am actually, I said to my girlfriend, I'm quite happy with the way things are set up at the moment. She says, yeah, for now. And it's like, nah, this time I've changed my house around probably nearly 5 times in the last, 4 months or whatever, since November, trying to get it right. And I think I've finally cracked it. I've got all my books beside me here. All my DVDs are on the shelves. I brought the little shelves back in and they're all on there. They're all nice on display. They're not stacked up and hidden and, fiddly to get out. I've redone my swatching, my drawers are tidy, I'm organised. I am actually quite settled now with the way I've got stuff. So, anyway, I'm just trying to avoid Lisa's question. Anyway, yeah, having my books, which I have thought about doing several times, bringing them out here, and how do I do that, and, you know, go about it and everything. But, yeah, I figured that one out. Like I said, I haven't got any more room. But I'm certainly happy with the way it's set up. And my favourite book. I can't do it. My dragon books. Anastasia Calderina, Dragon Tales, which I've done the front cover and that's it. Hoarding. I've got Mariola Budek's colouring set. Never touched that. Love them. They're good though because they're loose pages. And I mean, you can print out of a book as well, but they are loose pages. You can print on cardstock or whatever and colour them from there and not on the page itself. I hoard them. I haven't touched them. I'm not saying them, you know, up there. One of my favourites, one of my very, very, very favourites would have to be Sarah's book, Kuntagoro. I absolutely bloody love that book. Yeah, that. Yeah, well, see, why do you ask stupid questions? Lisa. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Like Camilla de Erico, Mermaids coloured most in, but look, just like flipping through Carolina. So I don't know who that is. Does anybody else currently have the newer Kirby Dark Fairy Tales that on? Not yet, Brittany. I'm waiting for it. It's on pre-order. Whether it comes through or not is another thing, being Amazon. Ines Guerrero, even though she has no book. Will you ever do an updated book collection video again? I have thought about it a few times, and it's just like there's so many. What do you mean by Michael Green, even though she has no book? I'll show you. See, I've even got the PDF right here, which is awesome. Where is she? Haven't got much in here. I thought I had more than that. This is Ines Guerrero. That's her work. Oh, I had more. I've only got one printed out. I've only got the one printed out. I can't believe that. I thought I had more. But she does gothic-y kind of pictures. Yep, I haven't got a PDF yet. Well, it's handled. I got that filing cabinet from Officeworks a bit cheaper. There was no key, and the handle, top handle's broken. That pops out. Distracted. We were to do an updated book collection. I could. It'd be like, yeah, I'd have to do it in parts. It couldn't be a marathon. There's just too much. And there's so many books here I haven't even started in. Hence, started in this one. Oh yes, that book is lovely, but what do you mean by yeah, that book? No, I don't yet, but you're waiting for it to go in the shop, but they just pay for. No, I don't yet. Waiting for it to go into a shop called Works, then just pay $5 for it. She's my favourite artist, but doesn't have book. She sells individual painting. Have a colouring, have a book. I love it. Done one. It's on Insta. Spooky sad images. What do you mean by just pay for $5 for it? She's a great artist, be sure. And also, Amazon is charging. I have all these books, but the newest. Yeah, no, there's a few Kirby's I haven't got. I've got the list there, but there is a few that I didn't bother because they're just repeats. And it's hard enough to colour it once. Let alone doing it again. Oh, my, oh. Ah. Oh. Yeah. Another reason why I wanted to do my swatching, and I got rid of, went through my oil pastels and got rid of the cheap crappy ones there in the bag to go over to the art workshop. My light was turned up on the 23rd. See, I like to write it down. Lightwish.com, $42.30, and I watched a YouTube artist, so I got a discount. 5th of the 3rd, 25 they turned up. So 5th of March, there's 48 colours and 4 extra white. And they're Lightwish. And that's a card for mashing. And I rearranged them into the colours I want. There's 48 of them. They're all pastels. And let me tell you, even my nail gouged them. They are that creamy and soft. They're like the King Art Gel Stick, or they are just so creamy and soft. And I tried them on a piece of paper and they just, oh my God, I would not. I have got a few Monday Gallery, which is supposed to be good and soft. No comparison. These are just stunning, and I know I'm not getting any colouring done, but and I'm happy to have all my notes in my folder that I cut down, which is super cool. My A4 folder, cut down to A5 pretty much. And I'm going to write down what they are. So they're gallery, right? I'll zoom in a bit. Hang on. Can't be tell I'm excited. And this is why I can't wait to get my bloody swatching finished, so I can play. Alright. So that's the gallery. And then I didn't play around too much. That was just a quick thing. But that's the gallery. And this one is Lightwish. Right. And the other reason I've got my card is these are a bit of a bugger to get out, and they're so soft. So I've got, this is for mashing. My card is for mashing, but it's also to help me lift out the pastels. So I'll do some red. Oh my God, they are so creamy, and they layer, and they're just they are beautiful. I would, not that I have any experience with oil pastels, but I would not bother with any other brand, I don't think. They'd have to be like such a top brand, but they layer. Look at that. That's just, and you do need which is what I should do, so I look after them. Hang on, I'll get a bit of paper towel. being all pastels, yes, you still need a fixative or use some, you know, wax paper or something like that to cover, you know, so they don't smudge and all that sort of stuff. But that's, you know, some art supplies, it's just, it is what it is. But yeah, just to clean up any excess colour, keep them clean. And what else will I use? Some cream maybe. Mustard yellow. Just a tiny bit of red on that. And then if you want, you can go back over the top again. Oh, they're just, yeah. I'm happy. I don't think I would get anything else. Super, super happy with them. And I haven't even used them yet. And then as far as blending, oh, they're just delightful. Look at that, and it just mashes into the paper like no tomorrow. Just beautiful. And I would probably tend to, in future, if I ever use up the King Art gel sticks, because they're beautiful to use as well, but they're fat. Like they're so fat. But you can use a spatula or, you know, and other stuff. There's other ways of doing it. But the light wish, the blending, oh, if I ever use up my King Art gel stick, I would happily, I think, just use these. They're just delightful. I love them. There's some lucky buggers on YouTube, like, which, you know, sends them. These lucky buggers on YouTube that get, you know, companies sending them stuff. Because I would give them one really good, well, I did give them a review online. They sent me an email saying, you know, I've had them for 2 weeks, thanks for a review. Well, it's like they are beautiful. But compared to the Munjo, whatever you like, gallery, that's them, compared to them, there's just no, and they're supposed to be good, they're supposed to be creamy, but these are just delightful. I love them. So that's that. Yep, so they arrived on the 3rd of March, which is what I was getting to, but yeah, they just had to give a demo because highly recommend them. Sorry about the table. Okay. That phrase is supposed to be closer to how the story originally written, meaning that it's supposed to be scary and teach a lesson to children. I was talking about Dennis Guerrero being scary, sad. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, Brittany, as well. Yep. You even own all Kirby's compilation colouring books. Pretty colours. That bubble looked amazing, Heather. Oh, thank you. I have. But he's got all of his books. One of the compilation books not worth getting then, really. Yep. Pretty. Wow, those colours would make fantastic sunset. Yep. They're gorgeous. What's her name? Was it Pam, I think, mentioned her. Hang on, let me have a look. I don't usually like giving. Oh, I haven't got it there. No, it's easier to look up over here. Where is she? Neko Simi. Neko space SIMI. Uses the oil pastels. and I watched her. I'm pretty sure it was Pam that mentioned it, I think. And I went and had a look, and she uses the oil pastels and that. But she does colouring books, but she also does like sketching and stuff with oil and yeah, they're really like might be Japanese mountains and blossoms and all sorts of beaches and sunsets and space, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, they look good with the oil pastels. And she also uses the Munyo gallery. And I decided to get the Light Wish, and I'm so glad I did, because I've got a couple of gallery there, and if they're the same as them, there is no comparison. So yeah, they make fantastic sunsets, and they blend and they layer on top of each other, and you put more colour on and more. They just yeah. Anyway, back to what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I said, I wasn't going to do any more of this on stream, but like every other stream, I've been talking about other stuff and not colouring. It's not the colour I was going to use, but it's okay. Just vary it up a bit. Oh, talking about light missions. I see I got excited. And that's why I'm happy that I've done the swatching, because they're all organised and pencils, watercolour pencils, inks, crayons, all pastels. They're all in there. They're all sort of categorised into their pages now, instead of being all over the place. I can't function when I'm not organised, so I'm happy to be organised. So I'm just adding a bit of cream in there, a bit of extra colour in places. Be nice to get rid of the black lines. What brand of soft pastels are these that cost you too much money? Yeah, not the only soft pastels I've got that cost me too much money was the pan pastels. They cost a fortune. but the ones that I showed just before, the light wish and all, they're oil pastels, not soft pastels. Yeah, pan pastels cost a fortune, but they'll last a lifetime. Especially the way I use them, but they will last a lifetime. They are expensive outlay, but worth it for what they are, I have to say. Now, using the use the grey green and then using the pale mint just gives it a bit of hue with the colour. Just a little bit of variation there. And then also the cream as well. But yeah, it'd be nice to get rid of the black lines. I think that would make a huge difference. Now I'm thinking about Lisa, the colouring book update. Like, oh God, that'd take weeks to do that. Some I haven't coloured in, some I have. Quite a few a few pages. I was off doing flying to start. I got like 15, I think, done or something. And then I decided to swatch, so all my colouring, as far as this goes, went to the wayside. So I could get that done, and I'm still not finished. Which watercolour pencils? Did I talk about watercolour pencils? Do you keep track of your uncoloured books, Heather? Any book, speaking of, I haven't done it with this one yet. Any book that I have started in, I'll do that. Thank you, Lisa, because I haven't done it yet. I have a little list. So any purple book that I've started, I use a purple sticky note tab. Blue ones for recent colourings. Well, I haven't really done that. I haven't bothered with that. And then greens, which is these ones, for whips. So I need to grab one of these. So thank you for that, but I hadn't done that yet. I think that's just one. God, I went to colour just a little bit late last night, and I was having so much trouble holding the pencil. Just my hands were smooth and I had no grip. And it was also hurting. I had so much trouble. So I hope it's better in the morning, and then not thinking about it being automatic, Just picked up the pencil and I've been colouring this morning. I haven't thought twice about it until now. So I grab my purple tab and put that in the front of the book on the first page. And then I know that I've started the book. And yeah, the greeny ones are for the whips. And the blue one's for the recent. Well, I was doing that, but I don't now. I just go by my posts from Instagram, and I have a folder on my computer that I just use and put them, as soon as I finish the picture, I put them in there, post them on Facebook, match them up to make sure I've got them all, and then post my update to YouTube. What's the time? Bloody hell, 10:30 already. Maybe I'll do it. Do I do it? Eyes. Lime green 460. And there's not that much to it really. It's got it's small. Is that the pretty dark green? Which one is it? Or is it that one? Mid green 400, but I can't do much because it's small. And maybe just a little bit in the corner. Right over there, I'll have to get the white, get that out. Do you keep track of it? Yes. I saw someone else's swatch of the 75 colours in a Tim Holtz Distress watercolour pencils and their pre-ordered video here on YouTube, and she said they were smaller than a lot of watercolour pencils, but you get mostly pigment and a wrapper around it, and she also said they were mid-range watercolour pencils. Well, I have Albert Dürer there, and I have Derwent watercolour pencils, and they're my top two, and the Albert Dürer are good. Now I have yet to use them more. All pastels never dry completely ever. That's right, that's why you need a fixative or some wax paper or something. Half the time it's sticking out now, I can't even find it. There it is. Right, I went through my oil pastels and I did my light wish. So there's my light wish colours up there. And even swatching them, you would not know. I did put fixative on this. You would not know they were all pastels. They're just amazing. And then you look at these ones down here. Wake up, mouse. Whoops. Oh. All right, just to show you. oil pastels up here from Light Wish, you would never know. They're unbelievable. And then the Faber-Castell oil pastels that I kept, the Micador oil pastels and the Munyo Gallery has got that lumpy, bumpy typical oil pastel texture to it. But these, you would never know. There's just no comparison to these at all. Light Wish all the way for me personally. And I don't know if you even can see that, like the lumpy, bumpy oil pastel that you get. And trying to blend them and everything is just, yeah, chalk and cheese. Now, I did put a fixative over this. And this is a bit of wax paper that I've just put on here, just to protect a bit more till I really decide if I want it on there. But I've got fixative on there, so it should be okay now. But when I first did it, I did put this wax paper down. So I'm just fussy, I had it sticking out. I'm shocking. There's just, yeah, the difference in them. Yep, mostly pigment. Yep. Oh, never dry it. That's right. That's a lovely note set. If you're talking about the sticky notes, oops, wrong way. If you're talking about the sticky notes, that's nothing. I have heaps of them. Heaps of them. I should never ever have to buy another sticky note in my whole life. Pan Pastels are owned by the Golden Company, known for making good quality golden acrylic paints and QOR watercolour paints, for example. Pan Pastels are good, yeah. They're made in Germany or somewhere. They're not cheap crap. Are those the Derwent chroma flows you are colouring with? No, I'm colouring with Colour Soft. I don't have chroma flow. I love my Albert Dürer pencils. They are amazeballs. Yeah, I like the Albert Dürer too. I haven't used them a lot yet, but yeah, they are good. Most pastel artists do not use any fixative over their pastel artwork because they feel the fixative darkens the colours pastel they use in their pastel artwork too much. It can have an effect, I reckon, just a little bit, but I'm not, like a portrait artist or professional. I don't, and being in a book, I certainly don't want it getting on the other side. So, yeah, a fixative or wax paper, something to protect the other side, especially if you've got two-sided. And you don't want your pages to stick if they're, if you stack your books on top of each other and you've got weight on them or anything, that will help to, I don't mind the fixative once it's on there. I spray it outside because, yes, it does smell a bit. But a lot of things smell. Once it's on there and it's sprayed and it's, it's done. And the paper that I used, this Rhodia paper, the grid paper, is just so smooth. It's, oh my God, it's smooth paper. And it's 80 GSM. So the only reason, most stuff's been really good. The only thing that, there's no bleed through on the acrylic paint tool art. This one here, there's a few because I had trouble getting a couple of Poscas or like I went back over it, when you double up, and it started to do this. Dry okay, but it did, you know, I mean, it's only 80 GSM paper, so, but it handled, and that's the chameleon pens, of course, they're alcoholic, so of course they're going to bleed through, there's no doubt about that. But most of the stuff that I swatched didn't go through. And I find, say, with like swatching in this book, I'm just saying, it's spaced out evenly, it's neat, it's not all jammed up, squished up, it's all, you can define what's what, especially if I've got different, where is it? So I've got, two different ones, two different ones. There's four different kinds of pencil on here, and just nicely spaced out so you can see which each one is. They're all on the one page, so you can compare colours and all that sort of stuff. But because it's got the grid, the sizing and the way you set it out is just, it's just, I find it very neat. Hello, Pam. Slept in. Awesome, girl. I'm glad that's all it is, that you slept in and nothing else, and you're feeling okay, and you obviously needed it, which is great. Sleeping is healing, so that's awesome, and I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling okay. And I've got stuff all colouring done. I mean, like every other stream, it starts off colouring and then we go on another tangent and down another rabbit hole and down a wombat hole and off we go. I've been talking about all sorts of stuff today. Art supplies, and it's not Lisa, it's Brittany that's been trying to enable me. And Lisa's just sitting back enjoying it. So, like I said a couple of times, I think now, I won't finish this on stream unless you really want me to. I'll move on to something else and I'll finish her dress. And I'll do her wings. I think I'm going to do bling, but I'm not sure what. Whether I use dragonfly glaze, whether I use glitter, whether, you know, I'm not sure what I'll use yet. So I'm using Colour Soft pencils for this. I'm using pale mint, and cream, and grey green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, pale mint, grey green, mint, and cream. And I do want to get rid of the black lines. What I use yet, I'm not sure. So I'm just putting a bit of cream in here and there just for a bit of variation in colour. But getting rid of the black lines I think will make a difference. Pastels are best to use on paper that has some tooth on it, like Karen's Yash beads. Yeah. Tooth makes a pastel stick. Yeah. I got the colour soft set 72s. They went on sale but haven't used them yet. Oh, they're a gentle, they're a soft lead. So just take it a little bit easy with them. They can break quite easily. Maybe use a white paint permanent marker for some kind to help you get the black lines. Yeah, well I was thinking about maybe using that mint coloured Tule art that I was showing earlier. Instead of white for a change. The white's alright, you can go back over lightly with a pencil if it's a Posca and bring back the white so it doesn't stand out as much. But one of the reasons I bought the Tule art was to use to get rid of black lines and things. And I should use them more. Now that I've swatched, it's like, I need to use these more. I just want to colour and play. And use my oil with light wish oil pastels. Pam recovering, had 12 days in hospital, had bleeding ulcer in esophagus, which caused me to choke on food and aspirate into my lungs. So I was very sick. Yeah, that's not good, girl. And I hope you're feeling a hell of a lot better. Hope you're doing much better, Pam. Sending you hugs. It has been Lisa and no Brittany still on soft foods, match consistency. Yeah. And the other thing with the colour soft as well, they don't keep a sharp point for long. They are a soft core pencil. But do I like it? Yeah. It's just, but I'm putting a bit of pressure on here when I'm, colouring now at times. I have had one or two break towards the start of the strain for one reason, whether it was already broken or but depending on the paper and as well and how they lay down and like everything else. I find if I don't go light and keep it even with skin and things like that, it can get quite blotchy very easily. See, there's actually a black line, two black lines right beside each other just down here. And I don't know whether it's her dress or what it is. But I don't know. But there's two black lines down there, right beside each other. I like this book. I love the pictures. I like it. It's fantasy, medieval, whatever. But there is a couple of little things that are a bit off. Like her beautiful, petite, feminine arm and her bodybuilding arm over here. There's all sorts of stuff going on up here. There's straps, there's wings, there's hair. Can't make out what's what. I'm going to see. I think it was green number 7. Yeah, that'd be about the closest. Green 7. Cool green 7. And we'll just see. Yeah, there's no others. That'd be one of the closest. Let's see. Seeing I only used it yesterday. Number 7. And this is how they come in boxes like this. Box set of 22. Apart from the earthy skin, which is a box of 36. Which are very, very pretty colours. They're quite nice. And there's quite a few colours in there. There's greens and browns and yellowish colours and blues, and there's all sorts of nice colours in just in that set alone. Now, I used this yesterday, so who knows. I think this will be too bright, but so will white, so we'll see. See what's a pretty colour. Oh, you think pretty? Just rest and take care of yourself, but visit in minutes all you can. Like massive hugs, yeah. Just go 4th of April to see healing and all that afterwards from going back to normal diet. That's not long to go. That's not too long. Yeah, so fingers crossed it all heals well. But crazy. Well, there is. There's 2 lines down there, and it's like a bit of material. But if she, I don't know. Very soft material. If you can see every contour of her body. But anyway. Yeah, no idea how I got the bloody thing in the first place. Did doctors give any idea? No, of course. Because they use computers to turn original art into colouring image. Well, I did think about that, and I thought, yeah, I don't think it's AI. It's not that bad, and I'd be really paid off if it was, but I'd rather not know. But because it's so sketchy, yeah, I don't know. I did think about that, and I don't want to know. Don't think about it, because I'd be really paid off if it was AI. So where there are dark shadows or original, it draws round. Sets because people they look weird. Oh no, don't shh. Stop it. Yeah, I know Jasmine Beckett's like that a lot. Well, she's not a real artist anyway. Won't go there. No, apparently a very unusual position, so don't know. But it has come back normal, so that's good. Sorry guys, tired first day off shift. Midnight, so can't spell for toffee. Anyone for toffee and coffee? Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Pam must have been so scary. Yep. She's looking great, Heather. Thank you, Pam. Regardless of her bodybuilding arm and her hobbit feet. Oh, no, not AI. Yeah, no. Might as well be. So glad I made it today to catch everyone. Missed you all. Missed you too, girl. I was just hoping you're okay. It's just how they make original art, the colouring page. Yeah. All Kirby's dark fairy tales. And I'd love Leon's journey, but that's not going to happen. Want it? Yeah. Need it? No. Have the room? No. You missed you, Pam. So great to catch up with you today. Thank you for streaming, Heather. I have to go now. Take care. Bye. Thank you for being here, Mona. Sorry I've rambled on for you know what my streams are like. Start the colour and look what happens. The artists scan their own original image to turn to colouring page. Yep. Hope to see you soon next week, Mona. Take care, girl. Thank you for being here. Yes, I know. I started colouring and yeah, and I'm sorry my table's a bit wobbly. Might have to tighten them up again. Oh, it looks like she's going into work. Oh, perfect. Sometimes when you're doing the black lines, you want to kill them off, but not completely. Otherwise, her arm would just blend into the whole dress, which would be a bit weird. So sometimes you want to bring it back, but still have define between what's going on. But I've only just done there, and you can see it's good. This is why I got the Tulle art, because there are so many colours and they match up really well. Sometimes a pencil can be enough. Just to bring back the lines. Don't be a... Oh, did you watch Maths last night, B? Or anyone else that's in Australia? How funny. Karina with Paul. And it's like, yeah, no, he made a stupid decision there. If he was happy in his relationship, he shouldn't have... All he kept saying was curious. I was curious, just curious, and just repetitive, just going over and over and over, condoning himself. And it's like, yeah, I've cheated and I've come home and now I'm trying to worm myself out of it. Just the way he was carrying on, it's like, no, see you later. Pack his shit and get out, she said. Love it. Maths, that's what they like, drama, that's what they do. They create drama and they wanted it and they got it. And now they've just ruined a relationship. But it was also, as far as I'm concerned, meant to be, because I don't trust him and he's got a temper. And when he felt trapped, he punched the hole in the door. So if he ever felt trapped again, he'd probably do that again. And he tells us never done it before. Well, that's what he's telling us, but, you know, do I believe him? Not necessarily. I've got a temper too, but I don't punch holes in walls and doors. Sometimes I feel like it, but no. There we go. So I've done some of the arm, and I'll wipe this Just get the excess off. And that is going to be another job. And the other one I could have done, I don't think I really looked at, was a Uniball Posca. But I think this would be too, so it's too aqua and too dark. Whereas that Posca colour is much better. A much better match. Oh, sorry about the table, guys. Hang on. I'll stretch the legs out. Talking about supplies, I'm still hanging for the 72 set of King Art. Talking about supplies, I'm still hanging for 72 set King Art set. They are going up to 120 with 98 shipping. Keeps researching. That's just ridiculous, 98 shipping. This is why I hoard art supplies, because, you know, and I write stuff down on them now, because you go back and have a look in 5 years' time and you see how much it's tripled, and the shipping on it and everything is crazy. Wow, that matches the pencil colour exactly. Yeah. It's a pretty good match. Oh, that's a lot, Pam. And is saying she's loving her new Light Wish pastel set and they were cheaper. Yeah, the Light Wish oil pastels are awesome. Really nice. You'll have to go back and watch, Pam. They are so smooth and blend, and they're beautiful. And that was $42.30, but I got a discount because I used a code from someone I watched. I can't remember who it was. They're $45 or something on Amazon, and you'll get them pretty quick. You'll get them like next couple of days, I think. Whereas I got them directly from Light Wish website, and they came from guess where. But they were pretty quick. Didn't take long. Oh, that's a lot, Pam. Heather saying she's loving her new Light Wish pastel set and they were cheaper. No spoilers. No, there's no spoilers. It was on last night. Are you referring to the King Art Joel crayons? Yes, I'm watching maths. I see you're watching it too. Watching after this. Yeah, I'll watch it again. Oh, so you didn't see it last night. Oops. That Paul is a slime ball. I said it from the start. Yeah, I don't like hardly any of them. That Jackie, she's a certified lunatic. She's off her dial, that woman. She's on another planet. Well, fingers it is. We only have to wait another 55 minutes. Karina is beautiful. Why would you meet another woman? He punched that hole in the wall after she mentioned it, man, and she slept with years ago. Yeah, no, I don't like, yep, no. Don't like that Adrian either. I was a bit funny with Dave there for a while, and it's like, yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I think he's all right. He's coming back out of his shell. I think the old word scared the pants off him. But yeah, the rest, and even Ryan, he's all right, but he's just a nerdy nerd. He's just dork. Yeah, how funny was he bumbling with his words? He says, he's going, ah. Yep. I watched this. I think we remember this again. Wait, he did that because she wouldn't let him leave. Wait, he did that because she wouldn't let him leave the room. It was pure frustration. He needed space. She wouldn't relent. Why would you relent? He deserves, like, he shouldn't have gone on a date. He was like a naughty little boy in trouble, and he was trying to worm his way out of it. Not on his side at all on this one, nah. Yeah, Pam trying to keep taking over her and not wanting to stop talking because he knew. Able to. Oops, sorry, B. La, 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 la. Yeah, but what started his tantrum was he mentioned a man she had previously slept with, some rapper that was playing the radio in the car. Yeah, and he lost his shit over it. He's jealous. It was like, get over it. You're old enough that you got a past, and it's like, if you can't accept that, then the 72 King Art gel sticks at a discount store. $10 are not too bad for a price to buy. Anyway, yeah, she's in Australia though, Brittany. Anyway, don't talk about last night. I'm watching after this. I can't talk about it with anyone here because we're just starting UK here and we're nearly at the end because I was watching it in Australia. So for overexcited, sorry, but yeah, for any spoilers, is the light wish set similar to the King Art. They're extremely soft and creamy, like the King Art gel sticks. They're just like, smaller compared to a big fat knob. Anyway, I'm talking about oil pastels. Oh, there's a lot of sense of the King Art gel that they're all pastels, and the King Art gel sticks are a type of wax. I'd have to look it up there. I did write a note on it. Oh my god, this is berserk. Gotta find it. Not there before that as well. The King Art gel sticks. Alright, let's see. What did I write on the back? They blend finger silicone tool. Yeah, they blend really well with the silicone tool too. They're water activate and direct from stick wash effect. I put them with the wax. To be honest. Section. Yeah. The Karen the Ash Neo Colour 2, because they're a wax crayon, water soluble. And I've got the Ranger Distress Crayon, I've got 6 of them. And so I put the King Art gel stick with them. But they're not an oil pastel, whereas the Light Wish are an actual oil pastel. But the blending and the creaminess and all that, I would have to say that they are quite similar. It's just that, like I said, the end is smaller and thinner and easier to use. But you could use it. You can use a spatula. You can, if you want to chunk them up, like you want to scrape a little bit off, and then mush it down into the paper or whatever. They're both very similar in that way. That nut bar after the show fold. That nut bar after the show filed a police report against Ryan for revenge porn. The girl is shot in the head. Are you kidding? My girlfriend told me she's with Clint now. who was with that other stuck-up cow, the golfer. Apparently Jackie's shacked up with him in Tassie. He must be desperate. She's a nut bar. She's 100% narcissistic, psychopathic nutcase. 100%. And the crocodile tears and bullet. Like Wish by Paul Rubin does not make any. Excuse me. Like Wish by Paul Rubin does not make any gel crayons, gel sticks that can be used similar to watercolour paints at all. Exactly how I meant it instead of it my above comment. I thought you meant earlier in the season, Heather. I haven't watched last night, so I haven't seen it. Yeah, I gathered that. Jackie filed police report because he has photos of them. He has photos of them, and she said it was revenge porn. Did they post the photos up on their love heart wall on their shrine? Wow, she's unhinged. Yep. Can you see what, Pam? It's on Google, but my other half is reading about it tonight. Yeah, I want to know how that happened. Poor guy, didn't he have enough with Lauren? That's it, Lauren, yeah. And now he's gone on to a real psycho. From a stuck-up bitch onto a psycho. He got him for punishment. Yeah, she's living in Tassie with him now. Poor guy has terrible taste in women. You're not wrong. That's because he's loaded. Yep. And she wants 500 million, so... Light Bishop pastels and gel sticks, gel crayons are very different art supply to pastels. Yeah, but they're both very, very creamy and they blend very, very easily and very well, and you can use a spatula to, take a little bit off if you want, and you can mash it into the paper if you want and blend beautifully and layer, and they're very similar in that respect. Also, photos coming out of Dave. If you want to hang around, I'll give you a quick demo. Also, a quick photo coming out of Dave and Bloody Veronica. Really? So he did get with, also came out of Dave and Bloody Veronica. I wondered if there was something going on there. Jamie said the L word scared the pants off him, but I reckon there was more going on than that. He just went like a cold fish. He just switched. He wasn't laughing. He wasn't smiling. There was nothing. And he reckons Veronica wasn't his type. God, I hate that show. I'm not watching it anymore. Apparently she was struggling mentally with Ryan's disregarding behaviour and the producers focusing on them to remain together. She seems a bit more normal now. He can tell you something, Pam. She's psycho. Even though it's on telly and whether they're acting or not, but she's just psycho. I mean, that's just sad. He could do much so better than her. I think it was a lot of editing too for Jackie. I'm sure she's that bad. Yeah, well, that's what this show does. I said years ago that I wouldn't watch it again because they portray good people to be bad people, and then they cop bad rap on social media and blah blah blah, and stupid show. Not watching it anymore. I really get a bad vibe from her, Pam. She seemed totally unaware of herself and desperately trying to be a victim. Yeah, I think she's a psycho. So they're either not showing some stuff Ryan was doing or she's a nutbar. I definitely think she is a nutbar. Acting or not acting or whatever, I definitely think she's a nut. Even Clint said they didn't say some things that were in the retreat, and it was taken from his wedding day. A little bit of a lie in the program. They mismatch stuff all the time, so yeah, they don't show everything. I missed about Veronica. Yeah. Freaking edit. I didn't know they did that B. Oh yeah. That's just drama. And just if everything's going too smoothly, they create drama and they portray people out to be people they're not. And maybe Jackie's not as bad as what she makes out, but I still swear to God she's 100% a nut. Veronica was a crazy woman, the way she said Elliot all the time. Yeah. Apparently Jackie taking them to court. Agreed to laughing and fake crying. Oh, she's a nut bar. There's just 100%. All right, hang in there, guys. Wait a minute. I need to focus. I'm going to get a King Art gel stick, and I'm going to get the Light Wish, and we're going to do a comparison. Okay. And that is the Light Wish I did on stream earlier today, just to show. All right. Cat hair. I've got a mark on there. Pen. Alright, so I'll do that. That's Light Wish. And this is the King Art. Right, I'll do what I did earlier, but I'll do it with different colours. Which means so I have, like I said earlier in stream, I have one of these because you can mash in if you want, but I also have this because it's easier to get the crayons out because these are so soft that even my nail will gouge into so easily. And you get 4 extra white. You got a white in there. You can see that. You can get a white in there, but you get 4 extra white. So there's actually 52 in the set. All right, so I'll do some. Let's see the colours for comparison. I'll start off with a dark greens, the blues. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I thought I did similar colours. Yeah. You idiot. Oh. Light Wish. This is Light Wish. And when you put them down, the lumps and bumps you get off jet oil pastels in general is pretty much non-existent unless you want to go really grinding it in, but it's pretty good. Now, that wasn't meant to be there. Now, this is a King Art gel stick, and I'm only going to do this because I did it on the wrong one. So with the King Art gel stick, when you lay it down, you do get a tiny bit of chunkiness, like a, like the, what's the name? I've lost my words now, I'm distracted. That's just creamy pretty much when you lay it down. This does a bit more, a little tiny bit more like oil pastel. You get a bit of bloom. But they're both super creamy. They both layer. Where's my card? So that even, like, how it goes over the top of your other colour. Had to think then. The creaminess is just their pretty par to par. So doing the light wish. Look at that, that's just stunning. Sorry about the table. And just so smooth. It's just beautiful. And then you can go and put more colour on top as well if you want. Layer it up. They're both as messy as each other. There's no... I don't get it off because I don't want the two of them mixing really. Oh, Lulu, hello, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Yeah, he went off for the week, just wasn't sure if he had feelings for her, and now but he's back loving Jamie, yeah. I usually miss the streams because of work. There's something bad acting, get a bit of split, but it really don't happen. Start changing to Lulu, so we'll start. Chuck start changing to Lulu, so we'll start real late for us in UK. Oh, it's supposed to be, it's the chalk. Clocks start changing. You turn clocks into chocolate. They encourage to make drama too, that's right. And then a lot of people say that they're actors. I've lost my spot. How to catch it then? I have a nap before work, so usually wake up. I skip cooking talent shows with real people, but these shows are unreal. Yeah, I like just for the, yeah. I can't stand Australian Idol and Got Talent and all that crap. They're just half of them just scream their lungs out, and it's like they don't even know what singing is. Opposite for me, I like Lewis more of the lows, but always watch back. Me and TV, absolutely hooked. But the King Art gel sticks can be wet with water, unlike the light wish or pastels. Yeah. I meant can instead of and in my comment. Alright, so that is the light wish. And this one is the King Art gel stick. Just this one, because it's oil pastel, you can feel the oiliness in it. Whereas the gel stick, it's It's got more of a silky sort of feel to it. And then if you want, which bloody blue did I use? This one. And with both of them, you can layer them if you want. Blend it in more. I'm just spreading it out to see how far it will go and what the effect is. And then with the oil pastel, so you can see that they're quite similar. Make sure you use one finger for the gel, the King Art gel stick, and the other finger for the oil pastel. And I'll probably still get them mixed up. But the blending, the colours are just beautiful. I think, they're pretty par and par to use both of them, whether it be a gel stick or oil pastel. The texture's slightly different, like I said. You can feel the oil in this. It's a bit more sticky, whereas that's a bit more silky. And you can layer them up and put some more down. But the Light Wish oil pastels are a hell of a lot cheaper. and they're smaller than the King Art gel stick to use. But like I said, you can with the oil pastels, I suppose with the gel sticks too, I can't remember, but if you've got a black silicone tool, they're really easy to push the colour around, and you can like mash. The King Art gel stick, if you want to draw lines in it, not so much. Whereas oil pastel, you can get some lines happening in there if you want. But that's the difference between the two of them. They both got their different individual advantages and disadvantages. The King Art gel sticks, once they dry, you don't need a fixative on it, which is one bonus compared to the Light Wish oil pastels. Once that dries, you're good to go. Love the shows where real people have fixed, not selling pottery. Well, could make a beautiful scene with those colours. Oh yeah. Yeah. But that's what they're like. They're both. They're just so soft, the Light Wish. They're just so easy to, if you got long fingernails. And I really recommend getting a card or something gentle so you can lever them out. Because you're trying to get your fingers in under the ends and you're just gouging them with your nails and they're a bit of a bugger. So if they had a little tool to lever them out, that would be good. But it's easy just to get a card or whatever. Excuse me. So for me personally, I love the King Art gel sticks, but I love the oil pastels too. But like I said, the one main good thing about the King Art gel sticks, once that dries, you don't need a fixative. And yeah, see, that's silky smooth. That's nice. Probably needs to dry a bit more, but that's nice. Whereas that, you got the stickiness of the oil pastel on it. And I need to wash my hands. Got blue everywhere. Both messy. Par and par there. I feel like a little bit of mess. I've got blue everywhere. I don't want to touch my book. Anyway, I suppose better go and have a coffee and make a coffee and have a smoke, and Maths is going to start. You can watch it again. It'll make a beautiful thing. Yeah, absolutely. So I haven't finished this. I haven't done, all I have to do is finish the skin. You know what I'm doing with that, so that's easy. Just finish that, and I'm using the Toolie Art for the black lines. Got to do her hair. Not sure what colours I'll do. I might do a really pretty, like a really pretty, there's one of these greens is really pretty. The dark green is real nice. A bit of green, a couple of variations of green with dark brown hair, or maybe even black hair. Would look alright, I think. And her wings, which I'll use, I might use stickles or some sort of bling, glitter, gel, dragonfly glaze or something for the wings, and I'll also get rid of the black lines on the wings too, and then that'll be done. So what am I going to colour on stream next week? I don't know, but I think it's pointless doing this one anymore, because you know what I'm doing. It's just the dress, finish the skin and the hair and the wings. So I'll move on to something else. Great to catch you here. I love the pig. Thank you, Lulu. Hope you're enjoying your new house. If you've got your art room all set up and having a lot of fun and enjoying your new surroundings. But good to have a play session. Might have to go get light wish set. Did you hear that, Lisa? Ham's being enabled. Lisa, I'm working next week. Oh, great strain to be here. I miss you all. Miss you too, sweetheart. But you got to work. It's just the way it is. Thank you, everyone. I need to go visit nature. Great chatting with everyone this morning. Glad you could make it, Pam. Glad you had a nice sleep in. Choo-choo train. Is that a train? I'm not sure what that is. Bye, I hope you have a great week. You all have a great week. Go make your, brunch, lunch, coffee, whatever. Maths is going to start in 25 minutes. You're welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Take care of yourselves, guys. Have a great week. Bye. Meeting in Cole to talk to docs and gonna watch Maths Bio. Oh, I read it out. All right, guys.